few things in life better than getting free stuff. And if you're a bookworm or book dragon, the chance to be given books for free can sound too good to be true. In fairness, you won't always get exactly what you're looking for. And in many cases, you'll have to take a chance on a book you haven't heard of before. But if you're an adventurous reader, or one who is open-minded, there are plenty of opportunities to be had, whether you talk to people you know, are looking to review the latest upcoming reads, are comfortable giving feedback, or whether you want to collect books or just read them. There are at least 4 ways you can get books for no additional cost, except beyond that of a postage stamp. Before we continue, I'm Riley and this is Otherworldly Fiction. On this channel, I rant about fantasy books, discuss characters and lore, offer my bookish opinion, and share the occasional writing advice. If any of that sounds like your cup of tea, hit that subscribe button. Posts are on Fridays. Reading on a budget can be challenging, especially if you're looking for something new or enjoy adding to your hoard. Thankfully, there are 4 methods which can net you free books. Some might require you to give something in return, but that's fair considering you're being given an author's book baby for $0. Number 1. Review copies. The best way to net yourself a free book is by offering to review it. This might seem like a small favor, but reviews are everything to an author. While you might question an author's decision to give copies away, your review could be the difference between them selling 5 copies or 5,000. After all, people rely on reviews and will find a book with plenty of them to be more trustworthy. Typically, especially as a smaller creator or someone who's just starting out, you won't have unlimited choice. Books from the big names, like Sarah J. Maas, are going to go to those with followings or a history of reviews. Moreover, if you're looking to own a physical copy, you're going to be disappointed. Established influencers on the likes of TikTok can, and often are, sent physical ARCs, but most will have to be content with an ebook file. Some directories will even pay you to review a book they've sent. And if you have a popular YouTube or TikTok account, you could make your living reading and reviewing books, all without having to buy a single one. At the very least, even if you don't have a following, you can add to your Kindle library and be the first to discover a new author or champion an overlooked book. Plus, as you review more books, you might, with time, be entrusted with bigger names, anticipated releases, and your own physical ARC to treasure forever. Just be sure to follow through. There will always be ARC readers who read the books and then don't bother to review, but you shouldn't be one of them. Authors put a lot of work into their books, and if they've given you a copy, it's courtesy to leave a review, even if it's an honest and less than glowing one, though it might be better to pass on giving a review below 3 stars. In this case, thank the author for giving you their book and let them know kindly why you won't be leaving a review. Number 2. Friends and family. Chances are someone in your family is looking to downsize, and books are one of the number 1 items which end up cluttering a home. Depending on your tastes, different generations are going to have different types of books. If you're looking for a thriller or a Stephen King book, your parents and grandparents are your best bet. On the other hand, if you want something more popular, like a fantasy YA book or paranormal romance, your friends or siblings are more likely to have what you're looking for. The people you know won't always have exactly what you're looking for, but it's always worth asking. And often people just want to get rid of things, meaning even if you don't find a specific book, you might discover an unknown gem. Grandparents especially will be receptive. Soon they'll be moving into smaller homes, making their book collections impossible to keep. And there's something to be said for discovering those books people have forgotten, be they classic literature, old Stephen King hits, or the mysteries of Agatha Christie. Maybe your grandmother was a Georgette Heyer fan, reading Regency romance before Julia Quinn made it cool. Or maybe your grandpa has Stephen King classics like Carrie or Firestarter, two books which stand the test of time and remain in mainstream media. Whatever you find, it doesn't hurt to ask. Whether you approach someone in person or put it out on Facebook, there's a good chance a friend or relative would be happy to offload their clutter onto someone else. Plus, if you're lucky, or someone has similar taste to you, you could get something you've been looking for too, at no added cost. Number 3, book fairies. Similar to approaching friends and family, you can ask complete strangers if they have the books you're looking for, provided you use the right channels and reciprocate. Plenty of book talkers seem fortunate enough to accrue a cluster of book fairies without asking for them, though it's likely they have a network to which they belong, one in which they contribute. By looking at book fairy sites, you can join in a trading system of sorts. Usually, you have to give first, and it's likely you have books you no longer want. You can post a book you want to give away, and then, if there's a match for someone who wants it, you mail it to them. Obviously, there's some cost in the mailing process, but hopefully it's not great, especially in comparison to actually buying a book. Once you've given away a book or several, you'll then earn credits, which you can use to post your own requests. When there's a match, someone will then mail a book you want to you, at no added cost. It can be a fun way to collect and trade books. Plus, you may even meet like-minded people. If you're a TikToker, you can share these positive interactions with others. Some BookTokers have their own book fairy systems, and they'll thank and tag each other's accounts when they receive books from their friends. Number 4, offer to beta read. Similarly to receiving an ARC copy, by becoming a beta reader, you'll be rendering a service to an author, including those who are self-published. An ARC, otherwise known as an advanced reader copy, is given out by an author to earn reviews. A book given out to beta readers, however, is offered in order to elicit feedback. As such, what you're receiving is a rough draft, or work in progress. You aren't getting a polished manuscript, and you shouldn't expect one. If you offer to become a beta reader, it's your job to give honest feedback, albeit in the kindest manner possible, so that the author can improve their story. If you're simply passionate about reading in general, love to share your opinion, or are eager to help authors, being a beta reader can be a great way to not only find new reading material, but discover an unknown author and connect with them. If you do a good job, they may even approach you again. Of course, you might end up hating the book, and that's valid. If you can't finish it, let the author know. More importantly, tell them why. If something isn't working, the author needs to address it. That's why they reached out to you in the first place. If you find the characters flat, the pacing sluggish, or the story itself confusing, tell the writer, even if you can't bring yourself to finish. The sad reality is that the majority of beta readers will ghost, but you don't have to be one of them. Having a beta reader accept your book and then never talk to you again hurts a lot more than honest feedback, especially when it happens en masse. And you don't need to be one of the people who contributes to a self-esteem blow for a young writer. Beta read enough though, and you'll find real talent. Furthermore, a writer may be willing to give you something in exchange for your service, namely the finished copy of the book. If you end up loving an author's work and are passionate about supporting indie creators, offering to beta read can help you develop a relationship with your next favorite author. Finally, if you become experienced at beta reading, you might even charge for your services on something like Fiverr. There are worse careers than getting paid to read and improve the stories of others. In conclusion, being a book collector or reader can be an expensive hobby, but it doesn't have to be. If you're happy with ebooks, have the time to review or give feedback, or are open to new discoveries, finding free books isn't hard. You may be expected to reciprocate, either in the form of a review or a trade, but such an exchange is fair if you're on a budget. Moreover, if you become an established reviewer, you could be the first to hold a Sarah J. Maas in your hands, receive physical copies, and earn a healthy income from the reviews themselves. Be it friends and family, review websites, writers in need of feedback, or book fairy networks, there are enough ways to nab some free books, and with minimal effort. They won't always be the books you're looking for, and you aren't guaranteed a physical copy. But if you're simply looking to discover new writers, find exciting stories to read, and explore your genre, these methods are invaluable for uncovering diamonds in the rough without spending a dime. Do you use review websites? And if so, what has been your experience with them? Do you know any other ways to get free books? Sound off in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and happy reading.